Telling me Larry Hoover finally gets a pardon by Donald Trump, and then there's paperwork being revealed on his name? Nah, there's gotta be some type of sabotage tactic. They did the same thing with me too. Now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm not saying these are just our black leaders. We don't have no leaders. Do your homework on the boule. And I reacted to this whole video on my YouTube, right? But basically, Larry Hoover in 1968, he was in high school, the first day of high school, right? He was a senior or something. And two dudes walked up on him in 68 in Chicago in the middle of the school, walked past him, saw he was Larry and was like, burn him, and got up and popped him. And then he gave a statement. Larry Hoover gave a statement after this saying who shot him. And it was like two dudes and they had their pictures and everything, bro. So this dude, 1090 Jake, he sees the paperwork that Remo posted, right? And goes to the Chicago Tribune and he said he had to dig up files from years ago just to expose this shit. And it's just like, okay, even if this is true, so what? We can't speak on this. Like, bruh, anybody that say, oh, he told or anything, if you wanna like talk crazy, bro, like, we can't speak on this shit, bro. I don't give a fuck if you is GD, bro. Like, this is completely out of your shit. Like, 68 was not in them politics, bro, unless you a real OG. So we can't even speak on what the fuck was going on because I bet you back in the day, if a nigga was coming out and say, oh, Larry just told, they get a nigga knocked off. Because this is the thing though, bro. When I watched 1090 Jake video, 10, whatever his name is, 1080 Jake, it made it seem like Larry Hoover was just this gangster criminal. And I'm like, man, I thought he was some type of black community activist and leader and help the people get together. But from what they was breaking down on them court cases and all that, they just painted him as a vicious stepper. You know what I'm saying? Who was just getting back and removing people that ain't with the program. But you gotta remember, all these gangs were started by teens. So it's like when you be like, well, it's to build the community. These people were started by people who didn't have, I'm not gonna say education from these people, but didn't have the right knowledge. We ain't gonna say the 8th grade education and all, let's say the right knowledge.